When you think about engine lubrication, what comes to mind? For most people, it's just engine oil. Change it on time, your engine's happy. Forget it, and you're headed for trouble. While that's true, the world of engine lubrication is way more fascinating and complex than you might imagine. Engine lubrication isn't just about making things slippery. It's a multitasking superhero inside your engine. It manages temperature, cleans vital parts, absorbs shock, seals in power, and even protects your engine when it's completely off. Without a good lubrication system, even the most powerful engine would grind to a halt in minutes. In this video, we're diving into 7 amazing facts about engine lubrication that most drivers have never heard. These facts will totally change how you see engine oil and help you understand why it's one of the most critical systems in your vehicle. Let's get started with the first fact. The first amazing fact is that engine oil does so much more than just reduce friction. Many people think oil's only job is to stop metal parts from grinding together. While that's a big part of it, it's not the whole story. Engine oil is also a cooling agent. As it circulates, it pulls heat away from superhot components like your pistons, bearings, and valvetrain, carrying that heat to cooler spots like the oil pan. But that's not all. Oil also cleans your engine from the inside out. Modern oils are packed with detergents and dispersants that grab onto dirt, carbon gunk, and tiny metal particles. They hold these contaminants in suspension until you get an oil change. Without this cleaning action, sludge would build up fast, clogging up critical oil passages and causing major problems. And there's more. Oil creates a crucial seal between the piston rings and the cylinder walls. This seal boosts combustion efficiency and helps maintain your engine's compression. Without it, your engine would lose power and guzzle fuel. So, oil is a lubricant, a coolant, a cleaner, and a sealer, all in one. Now for the second amazing fact, most engine wear happens right at startup. This might sound strange, but the toughest moments for your engine aren't on the highway. They're in the first few seconds after you turn the key. When your car has been sitting for a while, most of the oil has drained back down into the oil pan. A very thin film of oil is left behind, but there's no real oil pressure yet. During that brief startup period, parts like your camshafts, crankshaft bearings, and piston rings are operating with very little lubrication. They're basically running dry until the oil pressure builds up and starts flowing. This is why cold starts are so tough on an engine, especially in freezing weather. Modern oils are designed with special additives that help them cling to metal surfaces and flow quickly even when cold, which helps reduce this startup wear. It also shows why using the right oil viscosity is so important. An oil that's too thick will be slow to circulate, while an oil that's too thin won't provide enough protection. This fact also explains why a lot of short trips, where the engine never fully warms up, can cause more wear and tear than one long highway drive. The third amazing fact is that oil pressure is just as important as oil quality. A lot of drivers get hung up on the type of oil and when to change it, but they forget about pressure. Oil pressure is the force that pushes oil into all the tiny passages and between the tight clearances inside your engine. Without enough pressure, even the most expensive, high-tech oil in the world can't do its job. Low oil pressure can be a sign of worn-out bearings, a failing oil pump, clogged passages, or simply a low oil level. When that pressure drops, lubrication becomes spotty, and you start getting metal-on-metal contact, which destroys an engine very quickly. On the flip side, pressure that's too high can cause its own set of problems. It can stress out seals, leading to leaks, and can actually restrict oil flow in certain parts of the engine. That's why engines have pressure relief valves to keep everything in the sweet spot. This is also why you should never, ever ignore an oil pressure warning light. It's not a suggestion, it's an urgent alert that serious engine damage could be happening right now. Next up, the fourth amazing fact, oil viscosity changes with temperature. Viscosity is just a fancy word for how thick or thin an oil is, and this property is not constant. When oil is cold, it gets thicker. When it gets hot, it thins out. Your engine is designed to run perfectly with oil of a specific viscosity. This is why we have multi-grade oils, like 5W30 or 10W40. The first number with the W for winter tells you how the oil flows when it's cold. The second number tells you how it performs at the engine's normal, hot operating temperature. These multi-grade oils are engineered to flow easily for cold starts but stay thick enough to protect the engine when it's hot. If you use the wrong viscosity, you're asking for trouble. Oil that's too thick when cold might not reach critical parts fast enough. Oil that's too thin when hot might not create a strong enough lubricating film. This highlights why automakers give very specific oil recommendations for each engine, and why ignoring them can lead to a much shorter engine life. The fifth amazing fact is that oil forms a protective film that literally prevents moving parts from touching. It's hard to believe, but inside a running engine, many of the components never actually make direct contact. They ride on a microscopic cushion of oil. This is called hydrodynamic lubrication. This thin film of oil is incredibly strong, capable of supporting heavy loads and fast-moving parts under intense pressure. Take crankshaft bearings, for example. They float entirely on this oil film. If that film breaks down because of low pressure, contaminated oil, or old, worn-out oil, the bearings can fail almost instantly. This protective film also acts as a shock absorber. Every time fuel ignites in a cylinder, it creates a massive, violent force. The oil cushions these blows, reducing stress on the bearings, rods, and crankshaft, which helps everything last longer. Once that oil film is gone, wear and tear skyrockets. This is why keeping your oil clean and high quality is absolutely essential for your engine's health. Let us move on to the sixth amazing fact: modern engine oil is a highly engineered chemical cocktail. It's not just filtered crude oil. It's a sophisticated blend of base oils and a whole bunch of additives. In fact, these additives can make up as much as 30% of what's in the bottle, and they're responsible for all the cool things modern oil can do. These additives include detergents to keep the engine clean, anti-wear agents to create a sacrificial layer on metal surfaces, antioxidants to stop the oil from breaking down under heat, corrosion inhibitors to prevent rust, and viscosity modifiers that help the oil maintain its thickness across a wide range of temperatures. As engines have gotten more complex, with features like turbochargers, the oils have had to evolve right alongside them. A turbocharged engine, for example, runs much hotter and needs an oil that can handle that extreme heat without breaking down. This explains why you can't just put any old oil in a new car. Using the manufacturer-approved oil standards is crucial for performance and longevity. And finally, our seventh amazing fact: oil keeps protecting your engine even after you turn it off. When you shut down the engine, the oil pump stops, but the protection doesn't. A thin film of oil stays clinging to all the internal parts. This leftover film guards against corrosion from moisture in the air and prevents dry metal-on-metal contact the next time you start the car. Some modern engines even have special design features to help retain oil in critical areas, further reducing that startup wear we talked about. And those advanced additives we just mentioned, they help the oil stick to surfaces for longer, which is great for cars that don't get driven every day. This is especially important for a vehicle that might sit for weeks or months at a time. Without that protective oil film, moisture can cause rust and damage inside the engine, even when it's not running. This fact really drives home why regular oil changes are important, even if you haven't driven very far. Old oil loses its protective qualities over time, mileage or not. So, let's bring it all together. Engine lubrication is way more sophisticated than most of us realize. It's not just about reducing friction. Your oil is a coolant, a cleaner, a sealer, a shock absorber, and a constant protector for your engine's vital components. We learned that most wear happens at startup, that pressure is just as vital as quality, and that viscosity is a moving target that changes with temperature. Modern engine oils are complex chemical marvels, precisely formulated for today's advanced engines. And when lubrication fails, the consequences are fast and usually catastrophic. Hopefully, these 7 facts give you a new appreciation for what is happening inside your engine and why taking care of its lubrication system is the key to a long and healthy engine life. In the end, engine lubrication isn't something to take for granted. It's the lifeblood of your engine. By using the right oil, checking your levels, and sticking to your service schedule, you're giving your engine its best shot at running reliably for years and years. Because when it comes to your car, knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. Thank you so much for watching this video on car engines and maintenance. If you found this guide helpful, please give it a like. It really helps the channel out and lets me know what kind of content you enjoy seeing. I'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with any questions you have about your car's engine, or share your own maintenance tips with the community. If you know someone who could benefit from this information, please consider sharing this video with them. Spreading the knowledge helps everyone keep their cars in top shape. And finally, for more educative videos just like this one, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified of all my future uploads on car engines and their maintenance.